All right. After you go through the physical health experience, what is the end outcome? I know I said that you rise to the occasion of the challenge, and therefore you feel a lot stronger within yourself, and you're able to gain all these really nice goodies from that accomplishment. Now, that being said, it's not the end outcome. In fact, this builds to our health system, mental, physical, emotional, as always, and we're able, with these new experiences of being able to take on challenges and kind of push ourselves in that direction, we're able to give the right value to challenges, not only our own, but to others. And in doing so, we're able to kind of give a nonverbal advice, if you will, to the other person. We can now see that, the last time I was in that situation and I was feeling this way, a good few words of encouragement was very powerful, or would have been very powerful for myself. Let me offer such a thing. And when you offer it, you get the kind of missing experience that you didn't have if that was not your experience. So if you didn't get those words of encouragement and you give those to somebody in that same challenge, you will receive their response to that kind of help. They will become most likely softer or more likely appreciative of your time spent with them. And this is a great way to kind of fill in the emotional aspect of this challenge. We might have blocked out some of the emotional feedback the first time through this physical challenge to gain the physical health. However, now going through it from a kind of, I wouldn't call it teacher role, but a little bit more mentor way, we're able to gain even the lighter things that were in that experience, the softer things we didn't see the first time walking through or walking down this path. And this ultimately builds our empathy, our understanding, our ability to correct and restore other people in their challenges. You'll find that most people will ask for your advice or ask for, what you would do in that situation. This is good in the sense that it gives you now the experience to see how well you know that challenge. If you give advice to somebody and it turns out badly, it is now kind of up to you to help them through that challenge because it's your advice and you must take kind of responsibility for your words, and this allows you to learn greater what was really needed for that challenge. It becomes less specific to only me and more general in the sense of everybody would like some caring, compassionate words in a time of trouble. Not everybody wants to be told what to do in the time of trouble, but they're looking more for the support itself, not the words. And in that, we can give the exact same powerful advice with saying nothing. So that is just to kind of show you where the end experience of physical health leads towards. When we're able to have the physical health experience, we then gain the ability to start taking in greater amounts of emotional health in that same scenario, and then able to make ourselves feel more calm, know what's more in the experience, and therefore be able to meet the same challenge with more ease, with more relax, with less tension in ourselves, and therefore help people with less tension going through the same challenges, seeing that you were once in that challenge and you would have liked these other supportive things. So this is a way that physical health leans to, and this would be getting closer to, this environment of health that I've been talking so much about. Now we're one step closer, where we're filling in the emotional aspect of this thing. I've also kind of noticed that in a very interesting way, ladies and men learn of the environment of health from different starting points, if you will, generally due to how we navigate the world differently or from different perspectives, although this is more of a cultural thing. So I'd say generally, ladies are searching for the physical solid experience, right? The physical health side of things, where they are more versed in the emotional fluidity of stuff, which is a very powerful thing in its own right. And though knowing the emotional side, they are now seeking the physical side. And men generally looking for the emotional side of things. Start from the very physical. Here's the action that I did. Here's the result of what I did. And therefore, I can keep doing it. Now they're saying, well, even though I did that, how did I feel when I was going through that? Was it something I enjoyed? Do I even care about doing it, or am I just doing it because it's requested of me? Is there something more fulfilling from an emotional standpoint that I could be doing? Now we see that the male is seeking the more rounded version of himself. Equally, the lady in the reverse situation is seeking the more rounded version of themselves. I think this kind of lends to our appreciation for the opposite sex in the sense of they have that thing that we don't really have that well. So we look for advice, we look for support, caring, nurturing, protection, safety from each other, from different standpoints or different perspectives. We're still seeking always the support, the safety, the appreciation, the validation from the other person. However, the form it takes, because it is not actually a physical thing, it is an emotional thing, therefore it has no real shape, then we are able to kind of take it in for what it is. There's also the version of doing it by yourself without anybody else. This is a very hard and challenging path to take. In fact, you can't actually do it by yourself, but there's a lot more work done kind of solo, if you will. Knowing that, I would not particularly suggest doing that off the bat. That's something kind of you come to. If we take the model of the kind of persona called Jung's vision of anima and animus, that kind of thing, we see that this is true and kind of echoes throughout time as a kind of general model. The idea is always to fulfill oneself, but you will need the experience of that caring, nurturing person to do just that. The other person reflects to you yourself when they know you very well. And this seems to be a very powerful and growing experience. All right. So hopefully that gives you some idea of how physical health leads to a new way of experiencing life, that being more of a connective and emotional or fluid or artistic or beautiful version of the exact same everyday things, right? So I'd say, for a quick example, because I think that would be needed, an adult looking at a butterfly flying in the wind, going over the meadow, sees one thing, and the child sees something completely different. They are enraptured. They're brought into this beautiful, wonderful, mystical thing that is a butterfly that floats on the air differently than a bird and seems to be a little bit more colorful and more light and more mystical, if you will, more fairy tale like. This is more kind of what adult life should be like. Maybe not as intense, but still being able to see it is a very important thing for physical health as an adult. So I'll leave you with that. Until next time, have a good day.